If you're driving the future, does that mean you're already at your destination?
Might be the best comment of the week.
Really makes you think. So,
Top of the morning, Craig.
top of the morning.
Welcome to Texas Truck Channel. I'm Brian.
I'm Craig.
And we're going to go through some things that have been, we've had a lot of questions lately, Craig. And the big question is, what is going on with the truck market right now?
Seriously. I mean,
yeah.
We've had some really bad ones in the past few years.
Yep.
And then it's gotten better, but then it's stabilizing. What is going on?
Yeah. So here's the deal. We are in the comments. We've heard you guys, and that's why we're doing this video and in our personal lives. That's not affordable. Those trucks are crazy. The market, everything's expensive. You're right. Bread is expensive right now. You're not wrong. We're not getting into that. But two things I want to get out of the way on the front end, some housekeeping. Inflation, we're still feeling that because it's gone up so much in the last 2 or 3 years post-COVID. But the inflation rate is back down to the 2% range. So the plane has landed in terms of rate, which means going forward, markets are going to be shifting. That's what we're talking about now.
The other thing that's going on, Brian, in the truck market is, so we had that COVID era where
the bubble.
We had the inflation bubble, and then we also had the supply bubble, which is all they all tied together, right?
Yes.
So there was also just, when they did finally start making units again, there weren't enough of them, and the demand was still up here.
That was still basic supply and demand. You're right.
What's happening now, though, supply is literally caught up. In fact, maybe surpassed demand. In fact, some manufacturers are cutting production.
So Ford Lightning, that factory is paused right now. Not
Jeep?
Closed, paused. Jeep is, well, I think they might be out of it now at the time of recording, but in the last several months, Gladiators are not being built, okay?
Basically, these manufacturers are recognizing, look, we've got too many in the market. We're literally going to stop production until it catches back up.
Right.
So
now,
we're moving back to a normal market like we used to have pre-COVID.
Which is what we're going to talk about right now.
Yep.
So if you drive by your local truck dealer, at least in DFW here for us in Fort Worth, you go by, let's say McDavid Ford in Fort Worth, how many trucks are out there? All of them. They've run out of room again. They're full, right? So
now you can have choice again.
Exactly.
It's back.
Exactly. It's back.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of talk about going to the European market standard of like, oh, we've got 5 vehicles on the lot. Pick the trim you want and order it, and you'll get it in 6 weeks.
I don't see that happening. Not in the truck market.
People want to walk up today and go, I'm going home with that.
I like that one. I want it in blue.
Exactly. And they'll get it to you that afternoon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go by segment: mid-size, full-size, 3/4 ton. We're going to show you some bargains out there that you should be considering. We just think that the masses would really appreciate it. And the reality is, we hear all the time, those are too expensive. I'm here to tell you, you're getting the wrong spec. And you'll see what we're talking about at the end. There's specs out there that will get you what you want for the dollar you're looking for. So let's get into it, Craig. I'm going to start out with my mid-size pick.
Okay.
No surprise to anyone, Jeep Gladiator. I know people want to rag on that, but we'll break that down in a minute. So here's an example, Craig. This one is out of Mac Hayek, Houston. So we kept all these searches within 500 miles of Dallas, Fort Worth area, because that's just our region. We know regions will vary. These are just examples for you. So Mac Hayek out of Houston has a 2024, so not 23, not a leftover, a brand new model, Gladiator Sport S with 1 mile on it, Craig. The window sticker is $47,980.
That sounds expensive. That's what people are talking about.
That's what we're talking about. The inflation. So here's what's happening.
And this is what happens. They see the sticker, $47,000.
Right. This one out the door is $33,130.
Wow.
That is a huge margin. So let's do the math real quick. That's $14,000 off. And this is not a stripped model. This is the S. So you get power windows and locks with that. You get a hard top on this one.
Oh, wow.
And you get radar cruise control.
Wow.
So you're not getting some...
It's not stripped.
Exactly. Now, I'm a little sad now. In Oklahoma, about a month ago, there was an automatic soft top, actually stripped one, for $26,900.
Yeah,
brand new. We should have bought that for us. But what I'm getting at is there are opportunities out there, and this truck is not a stripped one, it's a well-equipped. So the guy that wants just a Jeep with wheels and tires, get this one. Don't spend $50,000 on
But that goes to show you, and that's what people, every time we get a vehicle to review, people are like, I can't believe that's $47,000. And I would say, you're right, that's insane, that's too much for that vehicle. But the real world is, it's not $47,000.
No.
And that's what we're talking about, the markets. This is what you used to see in the market.
Right.
It's back.
Yeah, so a little bit of myth busting here. They're not all expensive anymore. So that's my good pick. Craig, do you have a bad example?
Well, Brian, I'm glad you mentioned Gladiator. I'm going to stick on the Gladiator theme because you can get a little out of control and a little carried away. Yeah. So I have found an example. This one's, I think, down in the Austin area.
Okay.
And it is got 5 miles on it. It's a 2024 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon.
Oh, Rubicon. So Rubicon gives you the locking diffs and that kind of stuff.
Gives you all the things.
Right.
But this is also the AEV edition.
Oh.
Well, it's not really. So AEV, what AEV does is they're not partnered with Jeep, but they actually go and they kind of build it themselves.
Yeah.
And they put the bumpers and the salsa wheels.
Right. But it is a from new option though. It's not like you bought the truck and sent it to AEV.
Right.
It's the other way around.
So the dealer's actually selling this for AEV. And it's that does get the price up to, Brian, $82,000. So in fact, I'm looking at the window sticker here, the AEV window sticker. The stock vehicle is $65,000. AEV has added bumpers and light kits and all the things, axle ratio upgrade. That's $15,000. Actually, total MSRP is $91,000. He's got a discount of $82,000.
Oh, so there's still a discount. Even on that, there's a discount.
Yeah.
There's still a $9,000 discount on that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, but the moral of the story is, if you want the top dog, you're right. It is expensive.
Yeah.
And here's the problem with YouTube. Okay, we can comment on this. When we pull a press car from a manufacturer, they don't send us the cheap one. They send us the $82,000 one, which we think is silly. So we buy vehicles that are cheaper. Gladiator, Tacoma was kind of expensive, but it was new. And then our Ranger, which is just off camera here, that thing was 42 sticker. We got it for 38. So there's bargains in other brands if you don't like Jeep. That's just what we picked here today. So Craig, what do we have in the full size category as a bargain?
That's what I'm pulling up right now. And let's see here. I've got the wrong link. Let's see. Here it is. I'm pulling it up, and it is at cars.com. I sent this to you yesterday because we talk about cars all the time. We send them to each other.
Yeah.
Brian, you're not going to believe this. You mentioned that Jeep Gladiator stickered at 47.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Okay. I've got a 2024 F-150 STX.
That's a good truck.
In this, what's that cement color? Whatever they call it, that gray.
Oh, I can't remember.
I can't remember what they call it. You got a cool color for it. Avalanche. Avalanche.
Oh, Avalanche is a good color.
So good.
Oh, you said STX?
STX.
STX has like the Nike style swoosh mark on the fender with like the green color. Yeah. It looks cool. Yeah.
It looks cool. It's got a little green in the seats. Brian, this sticker's this is, okay, 4-wheel drive.
Right.
5-liter Coyote.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering if that was what
MSRP, $54,000. Not terrible, really.
Well, okay, at sticker, that's not terrible because we think all the time, well, we're not picking the cheapest truck available. We're picking kind of the mainstream things you want, like a hardtop and Raider Cruise on the Jeep. We're picking a 4-door crew cab and 4-wheel drive on the half-ton. You can go less than what you're about to tell me.
$54,000 sticker, and people would say, again, STX is kind of the base model of it. That's expensive.
I disagree.
It's over the XL. I will say 54 is a little pricey. I'm not going to argue with you.
Well, sure, on sticker though.
But Brian, in Oklahoma City, you can go to the dealer and you can pick this thing up for $42,290.
Get out of here.
That is incredible.
That's the sticker of a mid-range Ford Ranger.
Yes.
And you're getting God's motor with that, with the 10R80 behind it.
Full-size truck.
No apologies.
That's incredible.
And 4-wheel drive.
Yes.
So you can go 2 routes. You can do the Cleus McFarlane method. You can lower it and put a blower on it and be a banana, a monkey. Or as in our test, you can get over 20 miles a gallon with that truck, just driving normally. Or you can do mud tires and you can do the 404 stuff. Like that truck can do so much. That's a good option.
I mean, it's the right color. It's a beautiful choice. I think. Okay, Brian.
And they look cool.
So that's a good example.
Right.
Give us but people talk about, no, full-size trucks cost too much. Sometimes they do. Brian, what do you got?
They do. And boy, I have found a terrible example for you. This, Craig, is, let me see where it's at. This one is, okay, this is in Perry, Oklahoma, a Seth Wadley GMC, that's GM dealer up there. 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4 Harley Davidson edition. Okay, it has, I know, it has 4
off-road Harley Davidson edition. Okay, all right.
Okay, but this is the example when people go, trucks cost too much. Here's a prime example.
Okay, lay it on me.
The MSRP is $74,000, which is a lot.
Yeah. For
a half-ton truck.
A half-ton. Yeah, this is not a 3/4 ton.
Right.
Yeah.
But luckily, the good boys at Harley Davidson have nearly doubled that price to $116,737.
What does it get you? Just stickers?
And it has 444 miles already on it. But it's still marked as new. It's not titled. So what it gets you, Craig, is wheels that are too big.
Okay.
A lift kit to undermine the suspension geometry the AT4 is actually really good at.
To undermine all of GM's great engineering they did on the AT4.
They worked hard on that. AT4 is a pretty good truck. We've had some errors with ours on off-road stuff, but the hardware is there.
Yeah.
And it gets you a nice placard on the tailgate that says Harley Davidson and
that's worth something.
90s style tonneau cover on the bed that's really heavy.
Oh.
I bought a truck once that had that on there. I took it off immediately and gained miles per gallon because it was so heavy.
So what we've done here is we've ruined an AT4 and jacked the price up.
Yes. Now, it has a 6.2 EcoTech 3, which is a good motor.
Yep.
But I'm here to tell you right now, this is not an EcoBoost where you can just add a little boost to make up for that big tire. This thing's gonna be slow as hell and get bad mileage.
Ooh.
And the exhaust tips look really, really gross. So all that covered, that's the worst case. And so what I'm getting at here is...
So from 42 to 112.
That's your range, right. But 42 is a really good truck. And I'll tell you, a better truck than this is because Harley has ruined it. Now,
and that gets to the point where there is, in all seriousness, there are some sweet spots in the truck market, and this is what we're talking about.
Right.
We didn't give you an F-150 XL. You could find a cheaper one.
You can get a vinyl seat car and it's even cheaper, and two-wheel drive.
But you don't have a lot of features. There are some features you want, and so but my point is,
these are well equipped.
There's not 42,000 to 112,000. It's too early in the morning to figure out the math, but that's like $60,000 worth of money.
Yeah. That's another
$70,000.
That's more than another 150 of money.
The extra options on there did not cost them $60,000 to put on there. It's not worth it.
This is classic lick and stick.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
Which is a method I've always referred to as people went to AutoZone, they got some stickers and some plastic chrome crap, and they stuck it on their freaking Pontiac Sunfire, and that's the result. That's what this looks like to me. Awful example. So if you did the Harley-Davidson project and you worked on it, try again. I'm not going to, no excuses. That's awful.
No, it's terrible.
It's terrible. All right, let's go to the 3/4 ton. I've got a good example for you, Craig.
Okay, what you got?
And again, not a stripper unit, one that's well equipped. So say you need a 3/4 ton, you've got to tow more.
Yep.
I'm going to say this all the time. If you tow routinely, maybe more than 5,000 pounds routinely, like weekly or daily, you probably want a 3/4 ton. They're just set for it a little easier, better cooling, that kind of stuff. This is what I'm thinking about. But you don't want a stripped vinyl seat, of course. So what I've gone for, Craig, is a 2024 Ram 2500 Tradesman 4x4. But I've gone gas instead of diesel.
Ooh, why'd you go gas instead of diesel?
Money. That's why.
Oh, okay.
So because gas generally is $8,000 to $9,000 less. Now I found some Cummins examples that were about that number. If you want to do diesel, I looked at all the big three that do heavy duty trucks. So GM, Ford, and Stellantis, Mopar. When I went gas to diesel, it was virtually $7,000 to $8,000 more, regardless of which brand you had. So
trim.
And trim. So just add that on top of this. If you have to have a diesel, that's fine. I don't have to have a diesel. I would rather not have them for a daily just because I'm running costs and that kind of stuff. Here's another note. You go down to the dealership and go, I want a Cummins 4-door 4x4, and it's going to be $60,000 or whatever it is. Yeah, because you don't actually, be honest, you tow. You've got a bass boat and you tow it 6 times a year, just get a gasser.
Right.
Because your running cost is higher, fuel filters and that kind of stuff, DEF, fluid, you got to run that in.
Yep.
Diesel can be cheaper. I'm sorry, it can be better on miles per gallon with this truck, but the fuel costs more most of the time in our region.
Right.
So,
which usually offsets that difference.
Absolutely. So a little rant over on that. This truck, let's see where it's located. This I'm trying to find real quick. Okay, so this example I pulled from Craig is actually in Maryland, but there's one in Fort Worth that's priced the same. This thing's stickers for $57,735, which is actually not terrible.
I was going to say, not terrible. Again, the midsize I just gave you was like 50 something, so it's like $3,000 more than the, I'm sorry, full size. $3,000 more than that full sizer, but this is a 3/4.
This is an HD truck, yeah. So Stellantis does have a lot of bargains right now because they're still making the old trucks and the new trucks and whatever. This is a 24, it's a current truck. Tradesman crew cab with a short bed. It's red and it has a chrome bumper package because the Tradesman can
look really cheap.
Yes, it can be like an XL F-150 or 250. It can have vinyl seats and all that kind of stuff. That's not what this is. This looks pretty good. You've got white letter tires, chrome wheels. This looks a lot like the Twister tornado truck in the first Twister movie,
yeah.
But not diesel.
It's not completely stripped.
No, well equipped. You have cloth interior. You've got the roof cab lights on top.
Oh yeah, you gotta have that.
So the sticker is $57,000. The price on this is $43,282.
43.
So $1,000 more than your F-150. You get to a 3/4 ton with a 6.4 liter Hemi
and coil suspension.
It rides like a half ton. Those are good. That's a good truck.
That's actually a really good truck. It's a 4-wheel drive?
4-wheel drive, yep.
Does it have the electronic shifter or the manual shifter?
This one has the electronic, but I found one that was blue in Fort Worth the other day that has the floor shifter.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
And now this one, I didn't dig that hard on this, but you can get this with lockers too. This one doesn't have one, I don't think, but you can get them for similar money.
That's a screaming bargain. You get a 3/4 ton truck that's going to kind of do anything you need to do with it, towing wise.
Yeah.
And $42,000, the same price as or $43,000, same price as a half ton. I mean, that's a great bargain.
If you're towing occasionally, or maybe like weekly or monthly, that's the truck to get.
That flies in the face of people saying trucks cost too much.
Absolutely.
They don't cost too much. You just have to look for the right bargain package.
Well,
now, if you want all the Luxo options, you can get
Show
crazy.
me an example.
In fact, I've got one, Brian. Okay. I'm actually going back down to Austin. Sorry, Austin boys, but don't mean to pick on y'all, but you just got expensive trucks. But it is truck world down here in Texas. We've got a 2024 GMC Sierra 2500 Denali.
It's always GMC, isn't it?
And this may be the ultimate Denali. I don't know. They don't have the description here, but
it just means different leather on the ultimate.
This thing, believe it or not, stickers for $97,000, but this dealer says nope, too cheap. I'm going to sell it for $112,000, Brian. Now, you do get everything. It's a Denali. You get all the luxury stuff, like we just talked about, and you do get. Look, over the truck you just mentioned, you're going to get heated seats. You're going to get all, probably the lane keep thing. You're going to get all the things.
Is this diesel?
Here's where it gets really crazy, Brian.
Oh no.
You do get the 6.6 liter V8.
Wait, that's a gasser?
That doesn't mean it's gas or diesel, yes. The 6.6 liter V8 can be gas or diesel.
Right. You're right. They have
this one happens to be gas, yes.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. This is a gas. I'm glad you gas because I want gas too.
This is a gas. I didn't go gas on purpose. I assumed it was diesel.
It happens to be gas.
But in all seriousness, now I will say this. The Denali Sierras are highly coveted, and some dealers can get away with upcharging them because people just like, nope, I want the Denali, I want that one, and they pay it, and they don't really shop it around.
Hey, can we park on that real quick? This is a good example of what we're talking about. Yeah. Because people, when they get the GMCs, and a little known secret to everyone out there, the GMs and the Chevys are made in the same line. It's the same truck. The only difference is the dash is slightly less functional in the GMC in our testing. Now, you want that GMC on the grill, you're going to pay for it. You want the Denali brand, you're going to pay for it. And they are nice. I'm not ripping on them.
Right.
But they're not nicer than GM's High Country.
Right.
They're not nicer than a Platinum F-150 or 250 or whatever. They're not nicer than the Longhorn. They're all in the mix. It's not like it's like, oh, this is a game changer. It's not. They are good. But you're paying, when you say, well, I drive a Denali, there's something to that, and people want that. If you're playing that game, you are going to pay more. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that. I think that there's another little tip I want to give our audience. When you're shopping for a truck, do not drive up on a lot and not Google the price. Because we've literally talked to salesmen about this recently. There is an online price and an on-the-lot price.
Yes.
The goal for a salesman is to get that number as high as they can because their commission is affected by that. Right. And it's more money on top for the dealer. You can Google on your phone while you're in, even if you rolled up and go, that truck looks good, look it up, get the stock number before you walk in. Because it might say on that F-150, it might say 57 or whatever, but online it's 42. Just do yourself a favor and Google it. The internet exists. Dealers do not have a monopoly on the internet. Use it.
No, and that's really frustrating for us. And this is real advice in all seriousness.
Yeah, we got to know about this.
I mean, that should not be the case. I hate that happens.
It's scammy.
Shopping for vehicles is easy now. People get really worried about it, and this is hard. I don't want to get screwed over. You just go to a website, cars.com, Car Gurus. Pick your website you want to go to. It doesn't matter. Your price online, that's the cheapest you're going to get. You're not going to get them any cheaper than that.
No.
But don't pay over that.
Absolutely.
The price is listed. Just go with that.
You don't even have to haggle anymore because people used to go, I want to go to CarMax because I want to haggle.
Right.
And they mark up a little bit, but they don't scam as much, right?
Right.
Go online to any dealer and get the online rate. That's probably the best price you're ever going to see, and stick it to them.
Right.
This happened on our Tacoma. We walked in and it jumped $5,000 mysteriously. Yeah. We stuck it to them and we walked out with the sticker price.
Right.
That's just how it is. Gladiator, Ranger, both were discounted online. That's what the price was. So we've gone down this road before. I would like to end with a positive note, though, Craig.
Okay.
Of all these segments, because you and I are value shoppers and we do message ourselves a lot. What is the vehicle you want for yourself right now? Forget the show, forget for YouTube, because we buy trucks for YouTube a lot. For yourself, what do you want for yourself, Craig? Out of what we've talked
Brian,
about,
you're gonna kind of probably hate me for this one. I was gonna go Gladiator.
Are you gonna go?
Hang on. I was gonna go Gladiator, the one you actually mentioned earlier.
Okay.
But for the sake of this video, and not to repeat the exact same vehicle you just talked about, because that's $33,000 for that, which you mentioned at the beginning of this video, is a bargain with cruise control and all that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great truck.
But then you start talking about the 3/4 ton as we were going through this video, and I was like, I kind of like 3/4 tons.
Oh no!
And I think I want to mention a sweet spot in the 3/4 ton. And look, if I was going 3/4 ton, this is what I would just go get. You're going to hate me for it, but this is what I would go get, because at the bottom end is you can get a stripper for around 40 or 43 for the Ram you mentioned. At the high end is $112,000 Sierra Denali. It's overpriced.
It's too much.
I think the sweet spot is, Brian, Chevy makes a Silverado 2500. This is a work truck, okay?
Okay.
But this is the Alaskan edition.
Oh, okay. That is cool, though.
This is the Alaskan little trim package. I think it's really cool. It's got the blacked out grill. I think the grill looks really menacing. It's got the little snorkel thing, the hood vent. It's got the black wheels. It's got the big mirrors. It's got the lights on the roof. And then on the side of the bed, Brian, it's got a big grizzly bear going, rah! This is Alaskan.
Okay.
I think that's bad. And it's got a black bumper. It just looks really cool. It's kind of the utilitarian truck, but you do get some stuff.
So what's your price on that?
Price is, Brian, I'm going with the gasser, 6.6 V8
question.
with the 10-speed.
Yeah, okay.
I would not get that without the 10-speed.
Agreed.
And Brian, it checks in at, not going to believe this, $50,000.
That's not bad.
No.
So hang on, the Alaskan is not like a bargain basement deal. It's kind of like the STX. You get some features with it, you get some cool looks, but it's not massaging seats. It's not that kind of stuff.
But it's different. It's cool, and you get lots of capability for $50,000.
Does it have a locker or the G80 locker, I'm assuming?
It's got, yeah, it all comes into the G80 locker.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, look, we don't love the G80, but it does work. If you know how to use it, you can make it work. Okay. You caught me off guard because I thought you were going with something else.
I adjusted on the fly.
You adjusted on the fly. Yeah. We had a plan on this and you changed it. So I'm going to go and mess with you a little bit. I'm going to tell you what I was going to do, and I'm going to tell you what I'm actually going to do.
Okay.
I was going to do a different Gladiator, not the one I mentioned earlier. There's a blue one. It is down in Corpus Christi. Hard top, which I prefer the soft top for Gladiator, but that's fine. Manual.
Oh.
Because they're not making this truck anymore.
No, that's true.
And I really liked our Gladiator. I miss it all the time. I do prefer the soft top because you can just flip it up on a fly.
Yeah.
And I have other cars in our fleet. I don't need a luxury boat. It can be a little noisy. I can deal with it. $33,959.
That's ridiculous.
And it's just like,
and like you said, it is the last of a dying breed.
Yeah.
Good. Look, the only manual truck left in 2025 is going to be the Tacoma.
Which,
that's it.
I like the Gladiator more than the Tacoma.
I looked at the Tacomas. I thought about a manual Tacoma, but like the cheapest one you can get is 45, 46.
Yeah.
And this is what,
well, then that's full-size truck money.
That's full-size truck money. And this is the problem. That's the Toyota tax. You're not going to find the screaming bargains in the Toyota world because they they're pretty close to the sticker.
Yeah.
You're not going to probably get gouged in a Toyota area because they're probably not going to upmarket too much.
They're pretty straightforward.
The sticker is what it is. But you're not going to find a bargain, quote unquote bargain.
It depends if Gulf States gets involved down here.
Fair enough.
Okay, look, so that was what I was going to get, Craig.
Okay.
I've had to change a tune now.
Okay.
Mainly because we've had the year of midsize. We've had a lot of time midsizes between the Land Rover, the Ranger, the Tacoma, the Gladiator, the Loaners. I kind of miss a full size, Craig. I'm going with that Coyote you found. I'm going with the 24 STX Coyote 4x4.
Awesome.
It's awesome. It looks really good. They're super comfy. And look, I do a lot of trips to Houston. We've owned a lot of cars. We have a different car every week. We've had luxury cars. We've had everything. The best family road tripper to Houston for that trip is a crew cab F-150.
Look, the half-ton crew cab still rides good, but it's still stupid capable and plenty roomy because it's just as roomy as a 3/4 ton.
Absolutely. And I'm not picking on GM or Stellantis here, but one thing in particular that I love about the Fords is the underseat rear storage.
Yeah.
There's no obtrusion.
Yeah.
You can take a kid's backpack or a suitcase and slide it under there. So we have like the snack bag for the kids or whatever. There's more room in the cab there.
Yeah.
And that kind of crap just matters because we do that trip a lot. So.
And in Texas, look, we don't go on tight trails, so it doesn't really matter.
We don't. And caveat, I do have a beater Land Rover to go do that in, so I don't need another midsize.
True.
Even though that manual Gladiator is so cool, if I could afford it, I'd get both.
You know, I think one thing I want to mention on the half-ton versus 3/4 ton, I think a lot of people think the 3/4 ton truck's actually bigger.
No.
They're not. They're the same size, sometimes the same exact cab as the half-ton.
No, on all of them, they're the same cab now. They are now. They used to be different.
Yeah, right.
Now they're the same.
They're the same. You're not getting a bigger truck. It may look bigger because of height and tires and things like that, but they're not bigger.
Well, look, if you want to do bigger, you're going to want to get a TRX or a Raptor because those are actually wider trucks.
So the only sacrifice you're making in a half-ton is usually your is towing capability a little bit, but you gain in ride and price.
Yes. And it just depends on what you're towing.
Yeah.
You know, because in a pinch, you can do a skid steer on a utility trailer with a half-ton. I mean, you're maxing out its tow range, but it'll do it.
That said, I know my last one's going to ride pretty good. Look, the GM 3/4 tons ride pretty good.
They do ride good. So last year we had the Duramax 3/4 ton, and I remember telling you, Craig, this might be my truck. I liked it a lot. So good choice. One more thing I want to do, a little bonus at the end. We're going to do fun with comments for those that stuck around with us. And a big thank you to our members. I'm going to add this in right now. If you would like to join our membership and get this video a week earlier and help support the show, it's a whopping 99 cents a month and helps our GoPro.
99 cents?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Speaking of screaming bargains.
He's been arguing with me to raise that rate for a while, but we're not going to do it because we just want it to be a thank you to you guys as well. And thank you for supporting the show. It helps us a ton. And look, we go through GoPros like cereal around here. So that's really all it goes to. So, okay, all right, Craig. Time for fun with comments, our favorite segment on anything we do.
Oh, these are fun.
I love these. I'm going to start out with, and this is just a segment where we go in and we go, let's just dissect what people were saying. Now, we on the fly decided to do this. I don't have like anything really good planned, but these are 3 days ago, Craig, on our 2024 Tacoma TRD offered long-term update, highs and lows. Came out, 4 or 5 months ago. Let's see. This is from Todd Binfield 6546, 3 days ago. Turbos have been out for years. Why is everyone talking trash? I'd rather have a lively powertrain, better looks, better interior, and better tech.
I mean,
we've been saying that for a minute.
No lies detected.
No lies detected. I'm with him on that. Yeah, I'm solid on that. Good job, Ben. I like that. You're up.
All right, Brian, I've got one I like because I'm hoping this was you driving. I'm pretty sure it was.
Uh-oh.
This was 10 hours ago.
Oh, I saw this.
You've already responded because you couldn't help yourself.
I just can't help it.
But this is on the Jeep Gladiator off-road test, hill test.
Yep.
We're going. This is when it was still stock. This is from the Generation X894 10 hours ago. He says, I was out as soon as this guy tried driving a manual and made it 25 feet. He can't drive it. Brian, I was there for that hill test. I watched the video. I filmed the video.
Yeah.
We've driven up a bunch of hills together.
A bunch of manuals too.
I recall you making it up the hill. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. Did we stall it maybe?
I'll have to go back and watch the footage, but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it made it up there.
I don't think we stalled it.
We also didn't blow any clutches or anything. So
you
did respond though. You said, "What the heck are you talking about?" So
yeah, we will respond sometimes.
The Generation X894. If you could please elaborate on what you're saying. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you stalled it in the video. I feel bad now. Maybe we should go back and watch the tape. But if you did, that's hilarious, and I'm glad you got called out for it.
Look, when did Dad teach you to drive a manual?
I don't know. I was 12 or something. So
same. Yeah. We know how to drive manuals.
Hard to do in a manual. Okay.
There we go. Craig, I've got another one for us real quick. I'm going to hop over to our TTC Cars channel.
Ooh, good.
And it's not just one, Craig. It's all of the comments on this video.
Uh-oh.
Let's see here. Here's a positive one. Thanks. My Hemi Dodge just increased in value. Great and thorough bid. No one is buying it for that price. A used Tesla Plaid will destroy it for less money. At 55-second mark, it's still muscle car stuff, which is I said, sir, this is the guy's response. Sir, you should be ashamed of yourself for uttering such words to describe a subpar EV you were trying to sell. For the record, we're not selling cars on this channel. Let's see. There's another one here and a bunch. I'm just going to lump this in one category. Whoever made that front end had to be a DEI hire.
Oh my gosh. What the heck? We
have had a plethora of like anti-diversity or right-wing crazy stuff on here that are like, oh, this is a liberal car or something. I don't understand how that's bled into cars.
I don't either. Especially a muscle car.
It's a muscle car. By the way, this is the least green EV ever made. Leave it to Dodge.
And it's also going to have an ICE engine at some point.
Yeah. So calm your dude. You're not right about that. And here's the deal. We can blame CAFE standards before Dodge. That nobody wants to make an EV. That's what it is. So
wait a minute.
I get it.
But I don't want to step in these waters. There's a room full of rakes there. But I thought, but aren't the right wingers behind Elon now? And doesn't he have all Teslas? Or what happens? What does that mean?
We did walk in brakes.
Okay, never mind. We should move on.
Well, hang on. Elon joined that movement before that comment was made.
Oh,
so,
okay. Fair enough.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I've got one. Brian, we'll go back to the Texas Truck Channel. Okay. And this is a day ago. This is the Hemi versus Hurricane. Lots of comments on that video. Y'all really, a lot of passionate comments, good and bad, praising and criticizing. Yep. This is the 0 to 60 comparison where it was just bananas.
The thing was fast.
It went.
That was a fast motor.
And at the 1110 mark, I think this guy's referencing, this would be Rob Solf, R-O-B-S-O-L-F, a day ago. At the 1110 mark, he says, if you're driving the future, does that mean you're already at your destination?
Might be the best comment of the week.
Really makes you think. So, does that mean we've already done that video? Already did that video? What does that, and where does that mean we're at now?
That means the tungsten Ram is actually a DeLorean. Moving on. All right, here's the last one, Craig. I think we should wrap it here. We'll keep it super simple. And this is more of a comment about us than it is the vehicle. This is on the same long-term Tacoma video. We've had a lot of comments on that one lately. Our videos come in waves and get hits like this because of the algorithm. This is from Willem King Tech. Okay. If your version of long-term on a vehicle is 2 months, you're going to be broke forever. But I do appreciate the review. Look, Will, you're not totally wrong. Not totally wrong about that. That Tacoma took our lunch on trade-in compared to the Gladiator at least. And although it was actually very fair what the market does usually when you trade a car in. We just compiled them really closely together. So that being said, is part of the reason we'll probably keep the Ranger a little bit longer because we're not about burning cash around here. And this is not a huge profit operation. We still have day careers, but we appreciate you watching. And again, the membership stuff will help us keep GoPros around. Hate to keep bringing that up, but it just helps. We have running costs we're trying to keep down. So all that covered, I think that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. We couldn't do this without you. Anything else?
Nope. See you on the next one.
Take it easy.